So the top story on my Joy Online this morning is Murtala Mohammed's claim that he will be shocked if Akufo-Addo sacks Ken Ofori-Atta. He can't do it, is what he's saying. I will probably faint if it happens, because you have to understand the psychology behind the president's refusal to sack him the first time, when his own people, when his own members of parliament came to him and said, get rid of this man. You have to think of the mindset that made him say no. It was not the IMF. It was not. Anybody who thinks that there was a need for Ken Ofori-Atta to lead us through the IMF program, then maybe you don't quite understand where Ghana was at the time we finally put our hands up and said we are going to the IMF. If you understand where we were, when we had defaulted, we had been downgraded by everybody. Tell me, what is the value of your finance minister on whose back the relationships that are being downgraded have sat? It's his reputation. In fact, that's why he was chosen as finance minister, because of his global links and connections and his access to the credit that the government had decided was going to be the backbone of their economic policy. Credit. So they just went up borrowing on his name, his clout, his reputation, his links. So when we were downgraded, it was Ken Ofori-Atta's reputation that was being downgraded. All the people who had invested in Ghana because of Ken Ofori-Atta and now have realized that Ghana is no longer a safe bet and we're pulling their money out. Is it Ken Ofori-Atta that they had faith in? No. Anybody who was pulling out, anybody who was downgrading us, was actually giving a vote of no confidence in Ken Ofori-Atta. So if the president said he is the one we needed to steer us through that time, please ask yourself how accurate that could possibly have been. Right? So now here we are, the deal is done. In spite of Ken Ofori-Atta, the deal is done. But the man didn't want to get rid of him. Then, why would he want to get rid of him now? Whatever reason the president has for wanting Ken Ofori-Atta to stay, that reason still exists. Because it was not the IMF. So if the reason still exists, he will not remove him. If you like, start counting days. Let's start a countdown. Or count up, or whatever you want to call it, from the day he was supposed to have been sacked. We will count to 2024. He will still be there.
Well, you may be right, because it's obvious that the IMF program, anybody could have led it.
Yeah.
But the president still wanted Ken Ofori-Atta to lead it. Then, look, the truth is that then the next excuse becomes, but the IMF comes with conditions and conditionality, and we have to meet them. And so we need, Ken Ofori-Atta, since he's the one who started the process, he understands it better. He wants... Look, and that's why I think that the MP should have just, continue with the vote of censure. The NPP MP should have taken part of that process and should have been part of that process, and that would have actually helped the whole process. This whole thing about, the president has given him an assurance. Come on, who are you going to believe that? Well, they've started, putting pressure on the president again. I've heard Eugene Entry speaking, making a point that, well, now that the IMF deal is over, Ken Ofori-Atta should go. But the point really, let's even take away the president. Kojo, why is it that the country, your own MPs say go, then you say I'm go? I've never seen that before. This is a man who says whom we are told is not being paid.
That's what we have been told, yes.
So he loves Ghana
so much.
More than the MPs that, even at the point when they say you have failed, he says no, a father cannot leave his children. The children say you cry, you daddy, go. We
are looking after ourselves.
We look after ourselves. Daddy says no, still I'll look after you. So what is it? What is in there for daddy that daddy cannot leave and go is the issue. And look, this is where we've reached as a people. This is when we have a sense of entitlement. For some, it's an entitlement. But look, if I were Ken Ofori-Atta, I would have been long gone. I would have been, in fact, after the first term, I would never have come back. When they were raising all sort of issues here and there, you'd have to go through a special vetting. Why? Anyway.
So let me ask you one question and then we can end this. Does the president know that his handling of Ken Ofori-Atta and perhaps other things might be the reason why his party doesn't win the next election?
Well, maybe the elections will tell him.